between Brawl and Melee?
That's a very general question, and so I'll just give you a very general answer. A lot. There's a lot that's different. I mean, there's like different shield systems, there's different grab systems,
Right.
there's all kinds of different things going on.
You can feel the difference. It's much slower.
I don't approve of that, but I mean,
I really like the changes that they made. Some of the things that they took out, I don't really like. They took out crouch canceling, dash dancing. A couple of things that I thought were really critical to high-level melee play, like L canceling. L canceling, basically, you'll do an aerial, push L or R, and then it'll reduce your lag by half in melee. In 64, it took all of your lag away, actually, so it's still around in the original Smash Bros. So it's really weird for them to suddenly be like, all right, we're taking it out.
What about throw?
throw is ridiculous in this game. Like, okay, in Smash 64, you had throws that could kill you. In Smash Melee, you had throws that could combo you. In this game, you have throws that'll give you 3%. There's no point. There's almost very few characters have a use for their throws. It doesn't combo and it doesn't kill. And so, like, I think that affects the game greatly. Like, I think Sakurai, like, he went from a game like Melee where it was like rock, paper, scissors. You have your attacks, your shields, and your grabs. Shield beats attack, attack beats grab, grab beats shield.
Right.
And here, with the new system, it's pretty much you just turned it into a game of just rocks and scissors, and like that's it. You know, it's just really hard to get around certain strategies. Like the grab is just useless, so you could just shield all day, and there's very little you can do about it.
What are the
We
new
might
things I've
drop
discovered?
There's an edge hog technique. Edge hogging is when you grab the edge in order to stop your opponent from grabbing the ledge himself, so he just ends up dying and you hang on. So pretty much what you do is you run in that direction, and because you can grab the stage by just pressing back when you're facing away from it, you can just drop like that. There's tripping. Have you seen tripping? Have you ever seen it?
No, I haven't seen tripping.
It's
tripping?
ridiculous. People are calling it the worst thing that they've ever added to any fighting game or any game period. It's when you're running sometimes randomly.
Hold on,
randomly
I'm in a
you'll
trip.
and it could cost you the match pretty much.
Tripping in this game is not as big of a deal, I don't think, as people are making it out to be. If you trip in this, the only way to really punish it is to assume that whoever is running at you is going to run at you, do no attacks, not shield, not try to avoid you or hurt you in any way. They just run at you and stop and stand there. That's the only way to punish it, is to predict that happening. Since there's just in general less options out of dashing and stuff like that, my general strategy, because I've been playing a lot of Meta Knight, is just not to dash as much. Like I fall like once every like 10 matches when I play as Meta Knight at max.
There was an interview where Sakurai, the developer or whatever, ended up mentioning that he enjoys a good prank or two now, like every now and then, right? I'd enjoy watching a guy lose $10,000 over a trip. That'd be hilarious to me. But if it happened to me, I'd be a little upset, you know. So it's hilarious.
Funny anymore.
It's a decent prank when it's not happening to you, but otherwise, I mean,
it seems like Nintendo doesn't even look at it as like a serious competitive.
And there was a quote in an interview where somebody was asking about online rankings, right? Basically, in his interview, he said something along the lines of he doesn't want someone who's been working hard at the game to go on the rankings and find out he's ranked 10,000. You know, but it's like, boo-hoo, man, you got to work harder to become better. It's like he wants everybody to be equal. He doesn't want to give equal opportunity.
What do you guys think of? Have you played it online?
The one-on-one was fine. At least I didn't notice anything. Both 4 players, it gets pretty choppy. But that's just right away. That's long.
I don't understand why they did the whole random thing. You know, where you play random people, you cannot speak to them, you cannot set up your own rule set or anything when you're playing random people. Because that's half the fun of online. It's just talking crap to some random person.
It's not surprising that it happened, but we all kind of wish that it would have been, you know, like if magically they would have had Xbox Live, but it would have been like Smash Bros Brawl Live.
What about like brawl matches? It seems like it's is it more of a ground game?
I've actually been playing, with Meta Knight at least and a couple other characters, I've been playing a much more grounded game than I would play in Melee, because most of the time I would approach with an aerial or something like that. Whereas in this game, depending on what character you are, like Meta Knight or somebody who's got big enough range to not be punished out of shield, because the shielding system in this game is a lot more towards if you hit somebody's shield, the person who's shielded has the advantage. Like, you can punish them really easily. But if you're playing a character like Meta Knight, you can just kind of keep chopping at their shield, and they can't really move if you do it right.
So
You
Meta
just
Knight
have
has
to-
massive frame advantage after his attacks.
Yeah, but I mean, it seems like some characters would be that way, but some characters would be like Hugo said, where you are in the air more. Like, your Samus in Melee was very grounded. You were on the ground a lot, doing forward tilts and stuff like that, because it was harder to punish out of your shield, which is a similar thing to what I'm doing with Meta Knight, I guess. But a lot of characters will have a more advantaged aerial game because of air dodges, and because just generally it seems like it's more focused on aerial kind of battles, I guess.
Yeah,
Just
that
in
was
this
his
game.
intention.
One of the best parts of watching melee battles is the air battles off the stage.
Oh,
Is that the same way in Brawl as well?
There's a thing called sweet spotting in Melee where back in Melee I would have to allow myself to drop up to here,
Where?
like down to here,
Okay.
in order to make sure that none of my body went over the stage. Because if my body went over the stage, they could just
Then
hit me
I
off.
can- yeah,
easily.
you can just
But
swipe
now
at
they
the
have a
edge.
thing called auto sweet spotting where I could just start it right here and it'll automatically grab so that none of my body is over. So it becomes a lot harder to punish people who really don't care to time their up B or space it correctly or anything like that. So basically, the edge guarding game is different.
Yeah, so it's less of an emphasis on stopping them right at the edge, more an emphasis on going out there and getting them before they even get back in the stage.
I do not like the grappling system. I mean, back in Melee, you were able to just grapple anywhere, right? Here, it automatically goes up there, which is fine. I understand that it helps out people who can't aim it that well, but it should at least give you the option to grab something else in case something like that happens, you know? It should give you the option. I think it was, I don't know why, I call it laziness.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to bash the game. It is a good game, but there's things they could have done that are better. Like, give me the option to grapple here in case that's not it. That's option.
I really, really like pretty much everything about Brawl, unless it's stuff that they took out. I really like. I really like the new air dodge system. I know that wave dashing and stuff is gone because of the new air dodge system, but I really like the fact that you can air dodge multiple times. That you can do moves out of your air dodges. I think that it opens up a lot of defensive options, which seems to be the way that they went with everything that they added in the game. Everything is more defensive options.
Since it's more defensive game, do you think it's catered to turtlers, or is this like a hit and run game?
Yeah, it's
I would hope that it's not always like that,
Yeah.
but that's how it's going to be early on, no question.
I fear that instead of like back in Melee, you had to force people to make a mistake, whereas in here you kind of have to wait for someone to make a mistake.
Yeah,
which I
yeah,
don't,
exactly.
It's, for now, at least. Maybe later we'll be able to figure out ways.
It seems
to
like
fix
it's so user friendly. Like most things in this game seems to be, it's SD proof. Like it is so rare to see somebody who generally knows how to play this game actually suicide in this game, because everybody's so much floatier. They can all recover from everything. Like, you have to get somebody to a high percent and knock them so that they die, and that's how you kill.